morning, everybody. Lewis here. How we all doing? It's good to have you. So, just something that's been on my mind a lot lately. It's something that we all go through. It's something that we all have. Relationships, right? We all have been in different kind of relationships in our lives. And when I say relationship, I want to start this video off by saying I don't mean just to like a spouse or, you know, your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, whatever. I mean, relationship to everything in the world at large, relationship to yourself, relationship to money, all of that. So there is a lot of meaning, I believe, into why our relationships play out the way that they do. A lot of like deep spiritual, rich meaning that can help us grow and evolve to the next level in life in so many different ways. Right? So before I get into it a little bit deeper, I've got a big request to you all. Please like this video if you end up by enjoying it. Subscribe to our channel if there's any kind of value that you find in it. It just really helps us really reach a wider audience in the YouTube algorithm. It, pushes us higher in the search results. So thank you again in advance. So yeah, gosh, talking about relationships, what comes to mind instantly is challenge. They can be some of the most difficult things in our lives to master or to get through. And a lot of times we just kind of end up by shutting down and making an enemy of relationships altogether and get into this kind of like hyper independent mode. Like, I don't even want to go into relationships because my experience with them has been so painful. So let's touch on that. Let's touch on the roots like I always try to do. The roots of a painful relationship or any in general, they start in our very first relationships in childhood, right? Our relationship to our family, our relationship to our brother, sister, parents, whatever, right? And we unconsciously or consciously kind of carry those dynamics forward into our other relationships in life. So, a relationship with our parents that might get carried onto our teachers in school. Like, let's say our parents were uh, very strict and very, you've got to do your homework at a certain time and get good grades and A, and so the child might start to see the teacher in that light, from that lens, from that perspective of, wow, they're very strict and very firm. And let's say another kid came from a very very relaxed household where the parents didn't really care if the kid was outside playing until 10 p.m. at night and didn't really get their homework done. I'm not saying one method is right and one is wrong, just kind of giving you the whole yin and yang perspective, the polarities, right, from one extreme to the other. One extremely strict parent, one not so strict parent. So the child goes forth, and he might not see the rest of the world through this, through that same lens of the child who had very strict parents. Maybe his teacher might seem pretty chill to him, and it also shapes our relationship with ourselves and how we treat ourselves. So, if you're in a really strict household, you might start talking to yourself that way. Like, I need to get this done, like I've got a deadline. I've got to get my homework done. I got to get some A's. And maybe example B, the other child might be very lenient with themselves. Like, I didn't get it done. Whatever. That's all right. Cool. I'm going to, go on to live my life, and I'm not going to really stress about it. Right. So yeah, we get shaped and programmed from a young age, and we consciously or unconsciously carry these programs further into our relationships in the future. So, you know, gosh, I think that a lot of awesome value can be had from wanting to work on our relationships and strengthen them, and kind of not avoid the challenge behind it, because of course with every challenge comes the possibility of a great reward and a great success. So as I always say, when it comes to this learning and growth and integration stuff, like we've really got to like put shame to the side and look at these as opportunities to level up in life and to go to the next level and to grow and to evolve and to manifest. And it's just having the attitude of like, I want to get better at relationships, because I didn't even try. I had like, I guess, a lot of hard repeated patterns in my relationships, mostly with girlfriends and with job situations. I had a lot of anger at authority. I had a lot of anger at the opposite gender when I was younger, and it was based on my childhood, of course, and all that stuff. But when I started to like recognize where these dynamics came from and that I was repeating them into my future relationships, I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to like let my story of the past keep repeating itself in the future. I want a chance for a new story, a new self. That's what this channel is kind of all about. It's integrating your new self. So that's where I get to the paper and pencil and meditation and slow my brain down. And it's like, oh wow, why am I going back and forth with this like anger towards my relationship when I could kind of look at it from a more patient set of eyes. Actually, I don't have to make this mean what it meant for me in the past. So meaning, humans are always on the search for meaning, and a lot of times we attach meaning of current situations to what they meant in the past. That's a huge good point, right? Like what's going on, like let's say if somebody, you felt like somebody in your relationship or at work hurt your feelings, right away the old self might really want to try to take a scenario from the past and past relationships or past work situations and make it mean something that it used to mean, like that person was a bully or that person was mean or shaming me or whatever. But maybe that actually wasn't the intention of the person in your relationship today to hurt you. Maybe their method of love is just different. Maybe their method of delivery and their method of how they get work done is just different based on how they were raised. And bringing that conscious awareness and understanding, like perspective to these situations, like giving it more perspective than just what our self, our ego, our old self wants to give it. So this is something I would write through for sure. Like, I'm having these repeated issues in my relationship. Am I making it mean something about my past? Am I really like giving this person a fresh chance, or am I making these little clashes mean something that they used to mean? But it's about non-attachment, and I think we've all heard about that one. And it's a Buddhist concept of, you know, attachment can be used in a lot of forms. Like you might want to attach your happiness to meaning you need to own $1 million and a Ferrari, right? Or you might be attaching an old meaning of, like let's say a boss approaches you about your work performance. You might make that mean that they're abusive and they don't have your heart's best interest. They don't have your best interest. But maybe your boss is just, maybe they were raised by a very strict family who, you know, wanted the A pluses and the hard study, and to them, they're just kind of treating you how they would treat themselves, and they just want to make sure the work gets done correctly and all that. And it's not about like them being angry or shaming you or anything, but our perception instantly might be about shame. And you know, coming to see the other's perspective in the party is so big when it comes to mastering relationships and communication. I'm going to literally make another video on just communication, because communicating to them and to yourself about, what that might actually mean or not mean can help you feel better and, make this not a repeated scenario anymore, because scenarios will kind of repeat themselves until we put like a halt to our mind and we meditate on it a little bit and we do a little bit of inner work on it and do some integration exercises through it. Then that's kind of how we can start to rewrite a new story and reprogram our relationships going forward. Because, you know, I'm in a great relationship now, and I'm glad that I didn't give up on relationships like I used to, because it's a beautiful thing now. But it took me working on myself a lot and, you know, learning to communicate with myself and her better, and to always recognize that what I felt initially was not exactly that person's intention to hurt me or whatever. No, I was just, taking my past experiences and applying that meaning to the future. And, our mind is so powerful. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our perceptions. So, if we're not like reassessing and reanalyzing our perceptions and beliefs and thoughts, then we're going to keep repeating the story. So let's create a new story. we can have great relationships, and we could have a better relationship to family and loved ones and money even. And even money, like, if money seemed evil to me in the past, and it seems like only mean people have it and blah blah blah, that was just my own experience. you know there's actually money that's used for good things. There's people that are trying to buy land to save the rainforests so that, like, cattle ranchers and loggers don't buy that land and destroy the rainforest. People are using money for good things. And as I process, and I've shifted my relationship towards money, and guess what? I'm able to make more money and save more money since I've done that. So just by switching up my mindset about it, and kind of working on my relationship with money. Same thing with my relationship to authority. Like, I can appreciate authority a little bit more now and not just hate it so much. But it's taken a lot of work, and getting my journal out and writing about it. And when I catch myself in anger, I try to slow down and go for a walk and meditate. And if I don't have time to do that then, I'll do that evening, and I'll write myself through the process. And it will feel like there's a weight off my shoulder, and I can get a little bit more clear understanding on the topic. So thank you all for being here. Lewis here again. If you've liked this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel. I can't wait to get you some more content out like this. So until next time, peace.